Meet Nurain Jamal, co-founder and business director of Majara DXB, a rising design powerhouse who fuses architecture and interiors, storytelling, and brand concept like no other. Born in Tanzania, with a rich background spanning the UK, Qatar, and the UAE, Nurain's not just designing spaces. She's crafting experiences that champion well-being and inclusivity, inspired by her life as a mom and autism parent. Nurain, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you for having me, Esther.
To start with, I'd like to know what led you to create Majara DXB.
Majara DXB was a dream of my husband, Kyle, and I. We met 20 years ago at university on the first day. And honestly, we clicked ever since. We've moved across 3 countries. So we used to be in London and then Qatar. Kyle worked on the World Cup stadiums in Qatar, and then we came here once that was wrapped up. We're coming up to the end of our second year.
And where this name come from, Majara?
It started off as a code name for the studio. It actually means galaxy in Arabic. We're in the most ambitious city in the world, Dubai, and that is embodied in the mantra of limitless. So we felt like the name Galaxy, in Arabic really embodied our mantra.
Lovely. But you don't have Arabic background, right?
We're a multilingual studio. And then there's Tala in the studio as well, who speaks Arabic. And Tala and Kyle have a lot of shared history. The synergy is amazing. So
that's brilliant. And can you share with us some of the main challenges you had in your career?
Growth comes with its challenges. We're in our second year, and we have hit a boom period, which we're super grateful for. We're really riding that wave, but it's just growing responsibly. And you know how it is with hiring so that we can retain as well, and finding the right kind of mindset. So people that can grow with us, people that can be in for the journey, really believe in the mission as well. And for us, we hire culture adds, so people that can really add to our culture. We're in Dubai. It's ambitious. It's, there's people from everywhere. And we really want to embody that in the studio as well.
Can you tell us more about your studio culture?
We're a boutique studio. So, for us, we need people that we can trust and that can trust us, and, we can grow together. So.
That makes sense. But it's so hard to test trustworthy only on a couple of interviews. I mean,
if we can go into the way we hire, Kyle does have a lot of shared experiences. I do as well. We both come from an architectural background. Generally, we've started off with people that have those shared experiences because we needed to kick off instantly. We started off and we had the clients. So we needed people that we could trust, people that we know can work with us and have that synergy. But now we've reached that point where we do need to look outside the net. And that's why we've come to you. Our interview process is a lot more, it's thorough. It's a two-way street. They get to know us, we get to know them. And it has to fit both ways.
Can you tell us more about, you mentioned Sharon, and I think there is a beautiful story about her being a mom and working on site. So I think, because I'm also having the return to work mom.
I love that
on top of being a recruiter, so I think it would be good for our listener to hear this story.
Definitely. Sharon moved from the UK very recently. She has a little boy. And he's at nursery at the moment. We had a conversation with the developer, and they've been incredibly open. People are willing to have those conversations. They can be a little bit difficult, but I would suggest that have that conversation, because if you don't ask, you don't get.
I love this story specifically because it's on site. It seems that for designer, we can have this flexibility. We can allow mom to go do the drop off and pick up. But for site, you cannot build from home. So it's brilliant that the developer actually agreed to that.
Our role there is post-contract, and we're making sure that everything is done the way it's supposed to. And we're basically looking after the client's interests. So we just have to structure our day accordingly.
Now about you, can you tell us what a day in Nurain life look like?
My mornings are my most productive. And then I do have to pick up my son from school and then my daughter. I'm an autism mum. So my son is autistic and he does need one-to-one support. I've learned to be very productive. I was a procrastinator. But now I cannot afford to kind of, procrastinate anymore. You just have to commit and get it done. Once they're asleep, it does resume sometimes. I am married to my business partner as well. So we do have those conversations later on when the kids are in bed. But we try and set some boundaries as well.
What are some of the main challenges as an autism mom?
As parents, we all know there's no manual to parenting. And then throw in, neurodivergence and autism into the mix. It's been a learning curve. And I'm the kind of person who deep dives into everything I do. So I have deep dived into learning about autism and neurodivergence. And it's been a real eye-opener. The way he thinks, he is a man of routine. I have to kind of work around it. And it's helped me become more productive. It's trying to get things done at those times and trying to stick to our routines as well.
I noticed when I do purely my son, it's brilliant. But when I do my son and work, I'm not good at both of them. I'm not good at work and I'm not good with my son. So it's much more productive to separate completely than to try to do both at the same time.
Although, do you feel like we've become slow motion multitaskers almost? Sometimes you cannot separate that, or there are certain things that you need to do. So there's all these things going on. And as a mom, I felt like I've become a professional slow motion multitasker.
Me too.
I don't know if you feel the same
100%. And me too. But I can achieve so much as well, as you said. I just set a time in my day. And now even like my gym is important as well. So I managed to have a business and 2 small kids, and people are like, how do you do it all? How, Kyle? The same way Kyle said on LinkedIn last time. But I mean, I think you just become so productive, and and also I learned to say no to clients.
Yes.
Since I have the kids, before I would say yes to everything. I would want to expand, I would want to grow, I would want to take on more projects. But now I think my priority is my family and then the business.
Yeah.
Or together.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it for them as well at the end of the day. So, I feel like, I don't know if you saw yesterday, but our daughter is very involved in everything that we do. Exposing our kids to this is very beneficial, and it's good for them, and we're doing it for them at the end of the day as well. So
tell us more about this, because I saw it on your Insta.
Yeah.
You went to Dumont for university, I think, but for our listener to understand what you just mentioned.
So as Majara, we are always very keen to go to the graduate shows. We went to the Harriet Watt one. We went to the De Montfort University one. So that was where we were yesterday. So Kyle, our founder, was on the panel. And we were talking to graduates about sort of what to do after graduation. So it was very interactive, and we love seeing the work of these brilliant students and really getting to know them, because at the end of the day, this is the future of design. So we decided to take our 9-year-old daughter with us as well. I felt like that was, very beneficial for her. But then for us as a studio, getting to know these students, because these are going to, be interns, and then, these will turn into jobs. And yeah, so we love doing that, and we love being a part of that community.
Yeah, so it's brilliant to connect with university to find the next talent, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love that you're bringing your daughter, because this is what I'm trying to do also with the Return to Work Mom, do more like networking event, mom and child, because I feel before it was very separated. And since COVID, now I know every time, for example, I have a call and I said, sorry, I'm with my child, or people get so like, oh, really? How old is he? And we bond so much.
Yeah.
So why not just, mix them as well? Of course, I'm not asking your child to work every day with you or come to every event. But I mean, sometimes it's just... So I'm glad that you did that yesterday.
I mean, she comes into the studio as well. So everybody in the studio knows her. She uses SketchUp. She goes on Midjourney and produces things on AI. She learns to think real world as well and sees how we work. I feel like that's beneficial for any child, really.
That's brilliant. And I know Noah is a designer too, because I have him on my luggage tag now, thanks to Maple Bear. So he designed this brilliant...
I mean, both of the children are very creative, and, they really think... I mean, the way they think is incredible.
And would have this flexibility with your work and life been possible if you were not leading the company?
So honestly, I do think it would have been challenging. Like I said, these are difficult conversations to have, but they are important conversations. And the fact that you bring it to light with Return to Work Moms is incredible, because we do need to discuss that more. It needs to be out in the open. I mean, I remember the event with the men where they were discussing how if they were not exposed to this, or if they weren't aware of this, it would have just not been something in their radar. So, we have to keep talking about these things and bring it to light. But It would have been very difficult. I mean, I'm working with my husband as well. And I feel like for us, that's been amazing because he's very supportive. We're going through these challenges together, both at work, but at home as well. So we do communicate very openly and we have our understanding. And, you know, if there's certain things where I need him to pick up slack, he will do it. If he needs me to pick up slack, whether it's at work or, you know, at home, we will communicate that to each other. So I'm very grateful that we have this set up, honestly.
That's brilliant. Actually, I have a lot of women that they have to leave corporate job because they were having a kids. I met one again last time. I know a lot of them. And I find this so bad because not everyone is supposed to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship, I don't think is for everyone. You will let me know if you think it's for everyone, but I don't think so. And a lot of women are pushed to resign for their job and then they start freelancing and then they create their own company for the wrong reason. Just because they think they're going to spend more time with the kids. And we both know as an entrepreneur, initially, you work more.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to be ready. It's a ride. You have to accept and be at peace with the fact that it will follow you wherever you go. And you have to be ready for it. We started this because we knew there was a gap in the market. We felt like we have something to give. So one of our mantras is design buildable. So we design so that it can be priced, it can be built, and it's not traditionally the way things are done, but we feel this is the best service for our clients. And we just felt like it was time where we needed to start it. But it has been 24/7. And, you know, you go from work where you have to, you know, be there 9 to 5. But this is, honestly, it just doesn't leave you. But if you're passionate about it, then go for it. But starting for the wrong reasons, I guess, then you will face the difficulties and really feel them.
Did you ever think about doing design and build? I feel a lot of designs, or it's more contractor starting to do design.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're a design consultancy. We love the front end, but we do support post-contract. So we will, like, you know, the role that we have with the developer at the moment, we're on site. We know how things are built, and we will support that process. And we love being a part of that process because designing something and then seeing it being built, and then seeing the end product and being a part of that, it's very fulfilling.
Can you please describe your leadership style?
I would say I'm very open. I'm empathetic. Trust culture is very important to me, and open communication. As a studio, we get together. We have our, you know, sort of communication channels. So we're always, you know, talking to each other. If there's anything that we need to get off our chest, we do that, whether it's, you know, work or personal. I mean, one example is a creative block. Sometimes it just means kind of huddling up, supporting each other, and then getting each other through that hurdle, personal or work.
That's brilliant. That's leading with empathy, really. How about when you lead with empathy on the client side, when things get really, really hard? For example, an upset client. I'm sure everyone deals with upset client.
Yeah.
How does it look like?
I mean, that's a great question. But again, it kind of goes back to our team culture of, you know, we will really support each other. So we will come together and see how we can support that person and the client. We're protecting our client interests as well, but we are supporting our team so that we have the best output at the end of the day.
I think this is linked again, but how did you find peace of mind? Because you look very peaceful.
Thank you. Peace of mind. I mean, I pause a lot. And being a mom, as you know, we have to pause. So stepping away really helps me. And movement. You mentioned this as well, going to the gym. I have my morning walks and my evening walks. It's something that has to be in my son's routine. If I don't do that, then he won't sleep at night. So I have to be very present with him. Otherwise, he will elope, which means run away. However challenging that may be, it does sort of balance me out a little bit as well. So I guess it's a double-edged sword.
How do you manage your daily stress?
I really kind of lean on my support system, both at home and at work. It's communicating, it's, you know, saying that, hey, I need to step away for a bit, or I need that 10 minutes just to recalibrate.
What's your support system look like? Is it your family, your mom?
So I'm very grateful. I have my mom here, my sister, and I'm very close to them, but also my husband, Kyle, and at work. I mean, you know, we've become very close. We do talk about things. Everybody has been very open and understanding. And we do support how, you know, each individual works.
Let's go back to the hiring process. I know we discussed it at the beginning, but let's go more deep into, because as you know, our show is about also recruitment. So portfolio. What are you looking for when reviewing a portfolio?
Someone who can tell a beautiful story. So we look at the portfolio before we look at the CV. So whenever you send us something across, we will, look at the portfolio first and see how the story is told. So there's brilliant work around, but it's just how that person visually lays it out and how they tell that story. Because for us, we can produce amazing work, but if we can't express that to our client and sell that, then we hit a barrier. So I think for us, we look at a beautiful portfolio presented beautifully, someone who can tell that story.
So how does telling a story look like on paper?
For us, it's looking at how it's presented. The visuals are stunning. That tells a story in itself. A picture will tell you more than words sometimes.
Yeah, because I see sometimes portfolio is only 3D visual, for example, or only CAD drawing, and the person has been doing everything. So should they include every step of the project? Or
we do like to see how you arrived there. So it depends who we're looking at. If we're looking at a 3D visualizer, obviously they'll just have the end product. But for designers and architects, we do have a look at the whole portfolio and the whole story. So how they arrived, where they arrived, what materials they looked at, what the inspiration was, the backstory behind it, why they have, created this and how they got there. So that is important to us and is important to our clients.
What green flag do you look like in an employee?
Green flags, we want people that can really communicate and get their idea across, tell us their story, people that are open. For us, these are all green flags. I mean, getting to know the person behind the design, because at the end of the day, you spend so much time with people at work. So, we really do want to get to know the person behind the portfolio or the CV.
Now let's switch things around. I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions. So just short and snappy, whatever comes to mind. One word that describes your design style.
Tailored to our clients' needs. We respond to each brief in an individual and unique way. So tailored.
Favorite city for creative inspiration?
Dubai. It's a city full of ambition and we're here. So yeah.
I love this because people keep telling me, Dubai like history, Dubai like, authenticity. And I disagree strongly.
I mean, it's a forward-thinking city. It's fast-paced. It's moving. It's innovative.
A design trend you think is totally overrated?
Too many lights. I mean, get a great lighting team on board and, use the professionals around you and use the support around you.
Best piece of advice you've received?
I would say perspective. It's easy as an entrepreneur or as a creative to really get stuck on something and zooming out and seeing the bigger picture has always helped me.
Must have a tool or app for work?
Canva, so we can tell our story beautifully.
A book or podcast you'd recommend for designers?
I mean, if you're not following the Design Recruiter already, please do. But also, I'm a magazine girl. So, we have Identity, Architectural Digest. These are all curated beautifully. And get your hands on one if you're feeling stuck or you need the inspiration.
One thing you want to see change in this industry?
Neurodiversity is something that's really close to my heart. And I do appreciate the fact that there's a lot more discussions around it and we are designing more consciously for neurodivergent individuals. But as a mom of neurodivergent children, I want to see more awareness, but also sensitivity around the subject as well.
But how come designer can learn about it? Because, for example, I know they design a lot for disabled, for example. This is someone everyone knows, but maybe this one, they are lacking knowledge.
We're in Dubai where there's a lot more awareness around it now. People are talking about it a lot more. I mean, the other day I was wearing a sunflower badge when I was with my son, and I was asked a number of times, what does that mean? And I think the fact that people are open, people ask, that really helps so we can get that message across. It's a hidden disability and you want people to be aware. There's a lot more events around it. There was an acoustic pod at Index and they had sort of manuals on how this works for neurodivergent individuals and how it works for neurotypical individuals. So there's a lot more awareness, and I guess we need more and more of that.
That is brilliant about Index. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But so me first, I will tell you honestly, I'm always scared to ask questions because you're always
Okay.
like, would I embarrass that person?
Yeah.
Would I want to tell about it or no? So is it better to always ask?
I mean, personally, for me, I guess I'm a talker and I'm open. So I do like when people ask me because it's something that's real. It's not something that's going to go away. It's not just a trait. This is who my son is. This is who my daughter is. So I would love the conversations and I do love the awareness around it and seeing more and more of that. And like I said, I will wear the sunflower badge. So if someone asks me, it's almost an invitation to, if you don't know what that means, come and ask me the questions. We want to be asked, I would say.
I saw it actually for the first time 2 days ago at the Maple.
Really?
I never seen it before, no. Or maybe I never noticed it.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, our sons are in the same school, so we
Yeah.
got to share the end of the year. Sure. Favorite place to work remotely?
Home. I'm comfortable at home. It's my safe space.
Can you please tell us more about the psychological safety?
So for us, we want the studio to be a safe space. Our industry can be a lot. But then when we all come together at Majara, just to kind of feel safe in that space. We spend a lot of time at work. We spend a lot of time with each other. So for us, that's really important. And again, it leads to that trust culture and the open communication.
Sounds brilliant. Thank you, Nurain, for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.